लाइट ब्लू आ रहा है, एक बंद कर दो यार। अरे यार करो ना।
बुलाएंगे ना।
थोड़ा सा आप पीछे ना, पीछे से वॉकिंग कर।
मैं वॉकिंग कर रही हूँ।
हाँ थोड़ा और पीछे पीछे।
थोड़ा काम कर लूँ।
डन डन डन।
अन्या 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 सॉरी नहीं। थैंक यू।
I saw them like people actually waiting for I'm going to talk about it. I can't talk about it. But like whatever I wrote was something that I was 100% and we were not looking forward to this. So this is something which we had done exercise and all us
How was it?
very subtle. Yeah.
बेटा कुर्सी पे तू बैठ गया बेटा हो ना
क्वेश्चंस को नहीं
चलो और इधर ले लो आप आगे जी थोड़ा आई साइड
अभी यहाँ देख रहा था यहाँ
लॉक करने दे एक मिनट
She's not wearing specs today.
लॉक करने से नहीं मिल रहा
मैं भी उस साइड से चले आऊँ खड़े
Did I tell you she's not doing this now? Did I tell you?
अरे मैं क्या कर रहा है तू बार बार चालू मेरा रोल है भाई लाइव चल रहा है बोल रहा हूँ हाँ फेस पे बना रहा हूँ एंगल बना रहा हूँ चलो रेडी
Chair, Anya Singh and Visal Prasad, and we'll just get into the panel post. Yes.
Can we have a huge round of applause?
थोड़ा सा मोबाइल कर दो बस बस बस
अरे बता के करो यार
तुम सुना नहीं तेरी
बताना रोल चालू है
एक मिनट अन्य
Very happy today, guys. Thank you.
थैंक यू चलो वो बाहर ले लेंगे मास्क
You can just check the frame and then we'll begin.
इनको थोड़ा सा शिफ्ट कर देना थोड़ा सा
You're such a natural. Good evening. Hello. Mic test.
Hello. Hi. Good evening, everyone. We are very happy to have all of you here today at our official store launch for Bombay. I actually am very impressed by the attendance I'm seeing in this room because of the Bombay rains. I'm sure it took you guys 1 hour to get ready and 3 hours to reach here. So thank you so much for making the effort. Please join me in welcoming today Anya Singh, the beautiful, talented Anya Singh, who we have seen in Bads of Bollywood, Border 2, Kho Gaye Hum Kahan. Along with her, we have Ms. Anu Prasad, who is the CEO at Malls with Oberoi Realty. In both of their esteemed company today, we're going to speak on a lot many things, fashion and women. What we're discussing today is everything about how we express ourselves as women today, through fashion, through identity, through multiple identities actually. So we have this thing at Libas which we have built over the last year, which we call Women Who Build. And Women Who Build gives us an opportunity to not talk about why we are in fashion ourselves as a business, but it gives us an opportunity to speak to multiple women on multiple topics about who they are beyond maybe the role they do professionally. Because in today's time, what we focus more on who we are as an actor, a CEO, a director, etc. But we are more than just one label. So let's get into that today and have a lovely candid conversation. Yes.
अरे क्या बात है?
So this question is for both of you. I'll begin with you, Anand. So tell me, what do you think of fashion as an art?
So firstly thank you everybody who's here, who's taken the time to come, and congratulations to Rivas. I think everyone uses fashion differently, but personally for me, if you ask me if I use it as an armor, maybe on certain days I do. You know, I don't think you wake up feeling the same every single day, mentally or physically as a woman actually. So as an armor, maybe on days where I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable, I would want to in a way protect that part of me. So I will dress in certain way, and certain days, you know, I will use it to express myself, because I think fashion is an extension, at least for me, of my personality. And it can be used in a very subtle way to give a very strong message also. So for me, I think on different days I use fashion for different reasons, depending on my mood and how I'm feeling physically or mentally. Now I'm going to pass this.
Yeah, the question goes like that: do you use fashion on certain days as an armor? Would you say that sometimes fashion does become our armor? Or do you use that as a language, or as in, like Anya pointed out, that she sees fashion as an extension of her personality?
Yeah. Hi, good evening everyone, and thank you all for making it here. We welcome Libas at Sky City Mall, and thank you all for bringing me onto this panel. For me, fashion is a language, because as women, you know, we play different roles. We are professional, we are a mother, a sister, a daughter. You know, we have friends. So for me, it's a language that you carry with a lot of confidence, and you basically, you know, enter a room, and the fashion that you're wearing or you're carrying controls the meeting or controls the atmosphere of the house. So for me, it's more of a language.
I absolutely agree with that, and especially as you progress in life into senior leadership roles. Like, I'll give a personal example. It's like, I'm tiny. And I think when I was just starting my career, I used to look tinier. And suddenly you are in a room where you are a manager, and I think as much as you know what you know, you have to set a certain first example impression. So I started power dressing when power dressing is not even a word. So I used to borrow my dad's shirts, and I would just team it out with some ties and pants and suits. And little did I know that what I was trying to do there was just like have that power play going on. But I think it helped, and I think it kind of transcends into, sometimes you have to model who you want to become, and I think it kind of transcends into who you later on become, you know, overall.
It also gives you a level of confidence, you know, the way you're dressed and where you are present. If you're comfortable in what you're wearing, I think you carry a lot of confidence, and that itself does a lot of work.
Now moving on. Question is just so in an industry full of influence and expectations, where you're working with stylists all the time, you're also looking at, okay, what's changing, what your maybe fellow co-stars are wearing, right? And also, like, with the field of work you're traveling so much, you're exposed to so much ideas at least. How do you keep your own sense of unique style?
Firstly, I feel like you understand your sense of style only if you experiment. It's very important to learn and unlearn and be like, oh, this actually does not complement my body, because everyone's body is very different. Like, you're tiny, I'm pretty tiny too. So something like a lovely dress which will complement a taller person will not complement my body. So I need to understand been a big mistake. But I think it's trial and error. And I think everyone's body structure, type, height, a lot of it makes a difference. Certain colors complement your skin tone, and only when you wear more things you realize and understand this about yourself. And for us, it's very important that I feel. So initially I would not pay attention, but now I do.
Right. No, absolutely. I think you have to look stupid to not look stupid to. Yeah. So this is for you. You've been at the forefront of India's retail landscape, and I know this is not a field usually dominated by women. So, what are the biggest shifts you have seen in how women shop and engage with brands today? But another question on layer which I want to ask, maybe this question will help many other young women who are present today, that in a field which is dominated by men and you are at the intersection of leadership there, how do you get that into the head of the other men you are working with, because they are not women?
Nice question and a very valid one. It's not easy, right? And but I think now women are not just say consumers, right? They are decision makers. Even if I look at your brand, for example, right? I see more women over here in your team than men.
80% of my team.
80% of your team is women, and you all are decision makers, right? You all are deciding on the product line, on the trends, the colors. So you're just not a consumer as to what's available. You are giving your inputs. Your inputs are sort of validated, and I do see this shift. Where women leaders, are increasing, while they are still very few in terms of percentage. But I do see the shift, and I feel that when we are in boardrooms, I still remember entering, boardrooms where I used to be the only female in a group of say 20 men. And as long as you know what you're doing, you're confident and your path, your intent is right, I think it's just a gender thing. But as long as you know what you want, what you want to do, which is going to help your organization in a particular way, you have planned your thought. It doesn't matter whether.
But it takes time.
It does take time. So there are a lot of stereotypes. Right?
So maybe for a gender counterpart, they might just need to be right once, but we would need to be right a couple of times to know that okay, you can be right. Okay. And another question which I asked you was, what are some of the changes do you now see in terms of the consumption pattern of modern Indian women when they're coming out in spaces like Oberoi Mall?
Earlier there used to be just two categories, ethnic wear and western wear. Now you see a lot of brands which are sort of synergizing both these categories, taking international inputs into Indian wear. Look at Indian brands which are going global, right? It's not just two simple categories. So there's a lot of fusion in the category itself, and that's what people are also liking. They want to be comfortable. They don't want it to be too formal or too heavy, and they just want to look good in what they're wearing.
Thank you so much for sharing that insight. And our next question is for you. Has social media made it harder or easier to express your real self through style?
I don't know about harder. Actually, both. Harder in a way that today when you step out, you have to make sure that you look put together. I'm not saying great every time, but put together. Easier because I have so many more references to look out for, which has aided my sense of fashion also. But in all of this, I don't think I have ever taken the pressure of how I must look as long as I'm comfortable. And my comfort could be very simple or too little the other hand, there is a certain side of Anya that you've never seen, you know, in her pajamas. Very, very few people get to see that. So it's what you choose to put out, but definitely pretty off guard because everybody has a camera. So you have to be put together. But I think it's a boon in a way.
You have to choose like what you want to flow with. It comes with both social media.
It like I said, harder because yes, you have to be put together. Easier because it's helping you choose a lot of things that I would like to wear.
Right.
Definitely.
That's a very fair and I think logical
It's true.
conclusion of it also.
There's so many things, like so many people who dress a certain way, and to me that's very aspirational. And I'm like, wow, that's really helped me. And then certain days there's a video of me, I'm like, why? Did I ever walk out of my house?
Do you have those moments?
I have. I'm like, and especially my friends, they were the first ones to share that. Be like, what were you wearing? What were you thinking? And I was like, I didn't know.
Those are the days when you haven't planned anything to
Those are
wear.
the days where I didn't have my armor together. That's why.
I'll just continue with another question with you, Anya. So Indian fashion is finding a global audience like never before, and artists like yourself who do represent us and our fashion. It's only through artists like you that fashion get represented internationally, right? So you see that right now, even if you look at Cannes or even if you look at even influencers going places, or in general, if you see even fashion houses adopting so much of which have been just been there with us for 100 of years. Indian fashion is finding that global audience, even with the fashion designers like Rahul Mishra, etc. Right? So what do you think makes it so relevant and aspirational today, suddenly?
I definitely feel with the boom of social media, there's been a lot, and I'm not only talking about the bigger designers, but even otherwise, there's a lot more visibility being provided to our style, our handloom, our traditional wear. And owing to that, I think we've made a lot of tweaks in our cuts, in our styles, and apart from it just being a sari, a lehenga, kurta, all our clothes are very flow. They're very easy to wear, they're very easy to spend your day, right? So while providing comfort, they're also very stylish. But I think the accessibility and the visibility that's grown has provided them a platform to get noticed and for people to actually want to wear them and at very big stages and occasions of life. So in my head, I think it's that.
No, I think it is that. I think it is with the onset of social media now, everybody knows everything, and then you know that Indian fashion has always been cool. I think earlier we were being culturally appropriated through cinema, but I think now we have our own voice because of digital.
And I think we've also taken a step to mix the two. So while it's traditional, it's also contemporary. Styles.
Right.
Yeah, styles that can suit any body type, color, identity, doesn't matter, and it makes you look pretty nice.
No, I agree with you. Moving on to you, ma'am. As someone who closely observes consumer behavior, do you think Indian fashion is becoming a lifestyle choice rather than an occasional purchase? Like, I'll give you an example. We launched this brand called Gerua with Anya. Gerua was a workwear sub-brand under Libas, more aspirational, more affordable, but Indian wear made for work. Not that I have this suit and kurta and I will also wear it to office, I'll also wear it to Rakhi, and ye shaadi pe kabhi liya tha. This suit is particularly made for work, so the silhouette is more trendy, their pockets, their cuts are more friendly to work. So now it is not occasion, right? Like we are creating it for different needs. Do you see that happening on a larger scale since you are at the helm of it? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think absolutely. If you look at the woman's wardrobe today, right, she's got clothes for different occasions. But even if it's workwear, you will have a power outfit for a board meeting or a senior leadership meeting. While you have workwear clothes that you wear on a daily basis. Accordingly, your footwear is also sort of, holiday, you know, you have a different set of clothes that you're going to wear on a holiday. You go on a beach destination, your category of clothes is completely different. So even if I just imagine my wardrobe, you have...
Your sari is beautiful, by the way, if I did not say that before.
Thank you so much. So saris, for example, I'm very fond of them. I buy so many of them, but each of them has a different purpose, right? I can't wear the same sari in a wedding or in a family function that I can wear at work. So there are a lot of sub groups, if I could put in one particular category as saris or ethnic wear. You know, even if you look at salwar suits, you have different types of salwar suits, right? And I think we all want to look different on every occasion. So there is a lot of specialization also that's happening in each of these domains. Right?
It's so nice to get this, affirmed by you, because as a brand, that's what we believe in as well. And getting it affirmed by somebody like you also gives us the confidence that we are moving in the correct direction. Because we agree, right? If you see like today, if you look at Gen Z especially, they all, words like Indian baddie, Desi maximalism, they exist. They exist because they are not shying away from wearing Indian fashion. They just also want to be represented by brands who are also, like you said, that now we are also mixing silhouettes. Now we are also trying to do something between Indian and Western wear. So I think brands who will win will be the brands who will crack this and not go against the flow. So my last question is to both of you. I would want to ask both of you to give one piece of advice to also all the young women present here and who are trying to find their own style. What would it be?
So for me, it would be don't try to imitate anybody or anybody's dressing or anybody's style. Just with trial and error, keep experimenting with yourself, and your fashion will eventually evolve as you evolve as an individual. Like what you would wear 20 or 10 years ago is not something that you would like to wear today. So as an individual, as you evolve, your fashion also keeps evolving with you. So I would just stick to that and just be comfortable and confident in what you wear.
Exactly what ma'am said. My goodness.
Yeah.
The same answer.
Be comfortable with yourself.
Find your own style.
Find your own
Don't
style.
imitate. It's never going to help.
Yeah.
Because you could still be underconfident until you realize what makes you feel good, what gives you that sort of...
I agree. I think there should be a margin of experimentation, say 5 to 10%, where you also want to just have fun and understand, okay, I didn't have fun, I thought I'll have fun. But I think 90% of should be who you are. Like, or let's say tiny girls are like us, we know what works, what doesn't work. Like, for the longest time, I didn't know that you were not supposed to wear horizontal stripes. Nobody told us a course on this.
But also, like, there's certain times where I have been a bit underconfident about something that someone made me wear. And then I've stepped out and someone has said, oh, you're looking so nice, and suddenly I'm like, oh, maybe I can carry this off. And sometimes I put something together thinking this is going to look great, and then someone just been like, what are you wearing?
Yeah, Monica just did that to me in the morning.
That happens. So you have to figure it out for yourself.
Today morning I was like, wear this suit, and I'm just like walking towards her. And she's like, and I'm like, okay.
And in your head, you're like, I'm really like
White suit, and I'm like, not bad, okay? But yeah, one of those days.
It's not this suit.
This was this.
It was very nice.
Monica's a meanie. Okay, thank you so much, Anya and ma'am, to be giving us these pearls of wisdom and also doing so candidly. Just need that honest conversation every day. Really appreciate your time on this, and thank you everyone for sitting so patiently for 20 minutes and listening to us. You may please continue with the festivities. What do you want to do? Oh, we also have to cut a cake. Yeah.
यानी कंटिन्यू एकदम कट नहीं होना चाहिए, कट हुआ तो
कट गया ऑलरेडी कट गया
हाँ भाई नहीं आऊँगा, खाली हाथ हटा नीचे टेका लूँगा।
चलो रेडी, चलो
हैप्पी बर्थडे, चलो गाओ हैप्पी बर्थडे। गाओ हैप्पी बर्थडे गाओ।
ये हैंडी ले लो यार, नीचे से लो एंगल लग रहा है, मजा नहीं।
ऐसी है
यार मैं
लाइटर है। इसमें लाइट लगा दिया है। हैप्पी बर्थडे।
हैप्पी बर्थडे। इधर कर दो, इधर इधर आइए, कम क्लोज।
ए बाय 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 सर। अरे यार
आइए, सोलो 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 सोलो। हाँ इधर फिर इसके बाद इसकी लेटर पे ऊपर। हाँ बाहर बाहर। सामने सेंटर में, मैं सेंटर लुक राइट, लुक राइट, लुक राइट,
मैम लुक हियर,
लुक राइट, लुक हियर। थैंक यू।
चले
थैंक यू। चलो
यहाँ पर एक बार ऐसे करें।
हाँ ये
बॉटल
आगे इधर इधर इधर
लाइट अच्छी है। लाइट थोड़ा फेस लाइट है।
ठीक है फिर नहीं आपको इतना एडिट करना है।
थोड़ा आगे
हाँ यहाँ पे
मैम लुक है इधर इधर मैम।
योर लेफ्ट लेफ्ट
थैंक यू सो मच।
चलो बस
सेफली घर जाइए।
चलो थैंक यू।